Welcome back on board Sailing Excelsior. This week we explore one of the wildest, most remote coastlines in the world, Namibia. A land where desert meets sea and the fog rolls in thick and fast. This is the Skeleton Coast, a place so harsh and unforgiving that the Sand people call it the land God made in anger. Strong currents, howling winds and treacherous shallows have claimed many ships here, and yet it's absolutely stunning. In over 2,000 kilometres of coastline, the only two shipping ports in Namibia are Lüderitz and Walvis Bay. Our first port of call was Lüderitz. Portuguese explorer Bartolomeu Dias first landed here in 1487, but it wasn't until 1883 that the town was officially founded. Namibia's coastline feels remote, untouched, but this land holds deep scars. In the early 1900s, German colonial forces committed genocide against the Herero and Nama peoples. It's a dark and often overlooked part of Namibia's past, but one that deserves remembrance. Today, Lüderitz is known for its colourful colonial buildings and some of the most surprising wildlife we've seen. Seals, penguins, jackals, flamingos, even wild horses, and the elusive strand wolf. As soon as we went ashore, our first priority was to clear in. Thankfully, the process in Lüderitz was smooth and straightforward, and just a short walk from the dock. Next, we had the pleasure of meeting Gil, a true local legend. He's well known among cruisers for his warm welcome and his incredible sustainability initiative, the Seven Seas Project. Gil gave us a hands-on demo of his biogas system, which turns kitchen scraps into methane gas and nutrient-rich fertiliser. With it, he powers his stove and his lights. It's self-sufficiency in action, and it was inspiring to see up close. Gil was also kind enough to take the crews from Excelsior and Cruising Kiwis on a tour of some of Lüderitz's must-see spots. First stop, Kolmanskop, the famous diamond mining ghost town slowly being reclaimed by the desert. It's been featured by many other sailing channels, so I'll keep it brief.
Stop it. Good fart. Oh, I'm such a child.
Kolmanskop was once one of the richest towns in Africa, booming with diamond money in the early 1900s. But when the diamond rush moved south, the town was abandoned and the desert took over. Today, its half-buried buildings make it one of Namibia's most surreal and photogenic sites. Desolate place, hey?
Yep. Why anyone would choose to settle here is beyond me, eh?
Yeah, diamonds, man.
Diamonds.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the dunes. Next, we took a drive out to Garub to see the famous wild horses of the Namib. Much like Australia's brumbies, these horses have become a living symbol of post-settlement folklore, a rugged reminder of early settlers' dependence on horses to survive in this harsh and isolated region. Abandoned and left to fend for themselves, the horses have adapted to the brutal extremes of desert life. And while they're not native to Namibia, they now share this watering hole with other desert dwellers like the oryx and ever-cautious ostrich. Our last stop was World War I encampment of South African forces.
We are more or less on the centre of the camp in here. So you can think that 110 years ago there was a military camp here.
Mate, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Gil.
Not a problem.
Thank you for taking us out.
Before we left Lüderitz, Gil and Anna invited all the yachties to take part in the LüKa Karneval, as honorary guests, no less. The only instruction? Form teams of two, grab a wheelbarrow and be ready to tackle a wild course of challenges.
Invited us to the LÜKa festival here in Lüderitz. So we've been tasked to dress up and we're going to race around the town, pushing each other in wheelbarrows, and we've all got teams of 2. These guys are bloody dressed like, what are you, coal miners or something?
No, we're the tramps.
Tramps, the tramps.
I like that.
There you go, grab it.
Oh,
Rob's
mate.
my partner.
Oh,
There's my sexy partner.
The boys, look at this.
Looking good, guys.
Hey, mate.
So this should be a lot of fun. Rachel! So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a rowdy day, I think, so let the games begin.
With only a few hours' notice, our costumes were a little underwhelming compared to the incredible effort from the locals. It was a wild day full of laughter, chaos, and some very colourful characters.
Now you're dressed up.
Brendan, Charlize and I somehow drew the short straw for the poo spitting challenge. And no, these aren't chocolate pellets, they're actual springbok droppings.
Put the bocky shit in your mouth.
You put it in your mouth first.
I'm really vomiting. Oh, you got this.
And the day ended with a blindfolded wheelbarrow race. What could go wrong? Rob and Brendo were clear winners of this one. But the team on Partso weren't far behind. What a fun way to end our time in Lüderitz. Thanks for having us, guys. We're leaving Lüderitz today. We've had a few days here to explore and it's been amazing. We received such a warm welcome and there's a real sense of community spirit in the town of Lüderitz. We were invited to join in the LÜKa festival, which was quite something, let me tell you, and we all had an absolute ball. The community just embraced the yachties and we're really happy that we participated in this event. It happens every second year, so yeah, it was really cool to be a part of that. We've made some amazing friends here, seen some incredible things which we'll show you, and yeah, today we are spinnaker sailing up to Sandwich Bay, which is up near Walvis Bay, and it's a beautiful day out here, so stunning. The seas are calm, the sun is out, and yeah, look at this view. It's quite incredible to see the contrast, even when we're in the town of Lüderitz, to stand up on the hill and see the blue ocean and then the desert. It's quite spectacular. So yeah, we had an amazing time here. It's sad to be leaving, but onwards and upwards.
Well, good afternoon. So far the passage this afternoon, or today, has been pretty bloody special. Making good speeds. The forecast this afternoon was for it to come in about 25, 26 knots, and it hasn't done that. It's sort of sitting around 16 to 17. Every now and then we sort of get a gust close to 20, but all in all it's been pretty bloody nice. There's no swell, just a little bit of sea state like you can see there just from the wind, but at the moment we're running wing on wing. Head's one side and the spinning out this side, so it's just lovely. Hopefully it stays like this all night. I'd love to just stay wing on wing, and that means we'll get in tomorrow during daylight hours, which would be bloody great. When we left this morning, we weren't quite anticipating going this quick, so yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy about this one, actually. It's lovely. But yeah, nothing really to report. We've seen, I saw a whale before. We've seen a couple, well, we've seen so many seals. There is no shortage of seals in the world once you've been down here. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of seals here, eh? It's crazy. I reckon every 5 minutes you see 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 seals just sort of anywhere.
Namibia is home to one of the largest Cape Fur seal populations in the world. Just on shift with my little cuddle buddy. Hey buddy. I've been on shift for maybe a couple of hours. Brennan's gone pretty much right through the night. We had some really big seas and some strong winds too. This morning it was about 36 knots. And then it just dropped out to nothing. So the engines are on now on my shift and he's getting some much needed rest. Things have calmed down a lot, but it was pretty uncomfortable last night. We're getting a lot of swell on the beam, which was crashing under the bridge deck, slamming us sideways, and yeah, we were just surfing down waves. So Brennan can't relax when it's those kind of conditions, and he stayed up most of the night. Yeah, it's freezing cold, hence my little ski hoodie thing I've got on. And I've got 2 blankets and a jacket and my overalls. Yeah, it's really cold. We're not used to this. After being in the tropics for 3 years, the cold really knocks us around now. But it's the downwind as well, so the wind's just coming straight into the cockpit. But I've got a little cuddle buddy to keep me warm.
Seals everywhere. Hundreds and hundreds of seals. It's crazy. Hundreds of them. Never seen anything like it. It's the importance of satellite imagery. We're just coming around the corner now into Sandwich Bay in Namibia. And if you look at the map here, you can see our friends here on Patso look like they're actually parked on the sandbank. And then you come across here. Oh, and they're not actually showing there, but it's completely different.
Tucked away on Namibia's wild Atlantic coast, Sandwich Harbour is where the desert quite literally slides into the sea. It's remote, otherworldly, and only accessible when the tide allows, making it one of the most dramatic places we've ever dropped anchor. While sheltering near Sandwich Harbour, us girls decided to head out for a morning kayak. And we got a little lost. The fog is so disorientating, we've just done a circle. We should have brought a compass actually, but we've got a radio. When the fog finally lifted, the view was worth the wait. During our time in Sandwich Harbour, we saw bobs of seals and jackals scavenging along the shoreline, as well as beautiful pelicans preening themselves. It sure was a nice refuge for a few days.
Just leaving Sandwich Bay. How good was that stopover?
Magnificent.
Absolutely beautiful. Sham and S, our buddies there. Say goodbye to them. They're leaving here straight across the Atlantic. I won't see them again now until Brazil, I think. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And we're just about to sail into the big fog bank, so thought we'd capture some footage before we leave.
Kiwis are ahead of us and you can't even see them through the fog, hey?
No, not at all. Yeah, the Kiwis are literally only probably 500 metres in front of us. Nothing, can't see them.
Hi little guy, just chilling out. Is a good boy? Look at it, it's just white. Really see the sea. It's like sailing through a cloud. It's crazy. Can't say I like it, to be honest. Brendan had to use the foghorn to warn any nearby ships of our presence. So we're just coming into Walvis Bay, and fog has really set in now. It's like pea soup here, and we've got ships all to our starboard side, but you can't see anything. You can't, like there's a 200 metre ship right in front of us and we can't even see it. This is gnarly, man. Yeah, I think I'd rather come in at dark and at least have some lights, because this, you can't see anything. You can just see a ship now, but there's heaps out there. By late afternoon, we made it into Walvis Bay, just before nightfall. We'll be honest, the welcome wasn't exactly warm here, but that's a story for another time. Meanwhile, Chewy's living his best life.
My goodness, Kat. Can you get any more relaxed than that? It's like he's dead.
Brody's even taught him how to fetch.
Good job, man.
Good boy.
Aside from loading up on provisions for our Atlantic crossing, we were keen to explore a little bit more of Namibia. Unfortunately, it was a busy time for tourism and we couldn't get a hold of a four-wheel drive. On top of that, unprecedented rainfall had made the roads too wet and dangerous to reach Sossusvlei, one of our bucket list stops. But we managed to hire a van big enough to squeeze in with the cruising Kiwis and set off on a different adventure, to Spitzkoppe. We made a quick pit stop at Dune 7 on our way, but in the middle of the day, it's not too fun climbing a sand dune. Here's what Brody had to say about the experience.
How was that, buddy?
Rather cross the Indian again.
Why? Hot?
Hot, and I reached the top, my legs cramped up and just locked, and I felt like I was going to throw up.
So it was worth the money then, eh?
Oh. You know how people pay to go and like face their worst fear or torture, like go do like waterboarding or whatever? That's what that was like.
Traumatic.
We spent the night in Swakopmund before we set off for Spitzkoppe. We passed pretty pink salt lakes and Skeleton Coast shipwrecks. And there's even road signs for fog. This dry desert road seemed to stretch on forever, but it was amazing to see all the grass that was growing amongst the sand after recent rains. We almost didn't make it.
Trying to take a two-wheel drive van through a four-wheel drive sandpit.
They told us it would be fine.
Yeah,
But,
they lied.
Brendo to the rescue.
Easy.
Welcome to Spitzkoppe, a surreal and iconic landscape in the heart of the Namib Desert. The name comes from the German word for pointed dome and perfectly describes this dramatic group of bold granite peaks rising straight out of the desert floor. Formed around 700 million years ago from the collapse of an ancient volcano, these majestic rocks tower up to 670 metres above the plains, creating a scene straight out of a fantasy film. But it's not just the geology that makes this place special. Hidden among the rocks are ancient Bushman paintings, offering a glimpse into the spiritual life of Namibia's earliest inhabitants.
Rhino.
Rhinos.
And people.
Rhinos, two crawling mans. There's the crawling mans. Only the mans were doing the hunting in the group, and the women were gathering one for one in the same. So the meaning of the rhino, that's the sign of water. Direction where the rhino is facing, it's showing the next group where to find water.
This is just absolutely remarkable. I mean, to be able to come out into the Namibian desert and see it in full bloom is just unbelievable. We cannot tell you how lucky we are to see this. 7 years they went without seeing a single blade of grass until last week when it rained. Just amazing.
And the absolute highlight, the Rock Arch, a natural stone bridge that perfectly frames the rugged beauty of the landscape. Sadly, it was time to leave this desert oasis and make our way back to the boat to prepare for another long stint at sea when we cross the Atlantic. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or shoot us a comment. We'd love to hear what you thought of our Namibian adventure. A special thanks to all our Patreon members for keeping us carrying onwards and upwards.